What is happening, y'all? Welcome back to the Media Goose channel. It is I, the Media Goose, your friend Ryan, and the goose is loose, baby. I am here today clearly to talk about the New York Giants. Free agency is underway. The Giants got started very aggressively, and I love it, so I'm here to talk about it. It's too warm in this room, so the hat is off now that the intro is over. Let's talk about what the Giants have done so far this offseason. So, the first and biggest move, in my opinion, is going to be that Jermaine Illuminor is back. I mentioned in my predictions video that I would give him between 16 and 20. It only took 13. That's phenomenal. 3 years, 39 mil for our right tackle. Excellent move. You didn't have to spend as much money as I thought you might, and you keep a guy who has shown the value of a pass blocking right tackle. I think he was the most important person for us to re-sign in free agency, and I'm thrilled that we did it. The two other big people that were up for contracts were Cordell Flott, Wan'Dale Robinson. I didn't think either would be back, and I was correct. I did not say that they would both go to Tennessee. Let me just say, Brian Daboll and Robert Saleh just acquiring all the players who got them fired. A bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how that works out. Wan'Dale's not a number one. He can thrive in the slot, but if you think he's going to come in and be a high-volume number one, that ain't going to happen. And Cordell Flott, 3 for 45. I would have been fine if the Giants gave that to him, but I think you can get better value. I think there's another corner I'm going to predict the Giants sign, but that's the three core pieces from the beginning. Illuminor's back, Flott and Robinson are out. Now, the first signing we brought in, Jordan Stout, a punter. I looked up some stats. He was 5th in average punt distance last season. He wasn't in the top half of the league in punts attempted, so he wasn't getting like high volume. He had the 3rd longest punt of the season last year at 74 yards. So the fact that Harbaugh is also a special teams guy, this is what I expected. I expected him to shore up our special teams, and I think bringing in Jordan Stout definitely does that. He's one of the better punters in football, so I'm thrilled to see them bring him in. Continuing the pipeline from Baltimore to New York is Isaiah Likely. I loved this signing. I wanted this signing as soon as Harbaugh was brought in, and I think it's going to be excellent. I think Isaiah Likely can replace Wan'Dale in the slot and be super productive. He'll be the number 1 tight end to start in front of Theo Johnson, but I think the amount of 12 formation you can run where there's 2 tight ends on the field and you have the versatility to move Isaiah Likely in the slot, on the outside, in the backfield, while still having a guy who a lot of fans really love in Theo Johnson. I wasn't one of them. I'm grateful that they have made Theo a number 2 now, because my expectations are lower for him because you don't have to be the number 1. So I think the contract was, 3 years, 47. He's like the 3rd highest paid tight end now, but it's not even that high of a annual average value. So I thought it was great. He's got incredibly high upside. He's kind of been buried behind Mark Andrews in 2023 and 24. He had 5 touchdowns and 6 touchdowns. There were 3 games last year where he wasn't targeted at all. So I have been waiting for the Isaiah Likely real breakout season, and now it gets to happen in New York. So I'm thrilled about that. One more coming over from Baltimore is our Darius Washington, another guy I shouted out in my offseason preview video. He's excellent in coverage, top 5 safety graded in coverage. He's also good in the slot. He had great seasons in 23 and 24, but he tore his ACL in 25 early in the year, I believe, and then he came back, and when he came back, he wasn't playing as well as he had been. but he tore his ACL, so that takes time to bounce back. I think Ardarius Washington as our center field free safety should be really great, and that's going to free up Javon Holland to kind of, I think he could take over the strong safety position, but I also think you could kind of do like a 3-man safety group, and that would be really cool. I think Tyler Nubin, I don't think you give up on him yet. I kind of would if it were personally up to me, but I think bringing in these new defensive schemers, you want to see if you can get any value out of him. So maybe there are schemes where Washington, Holland, and Nubin are all on the field. I think the Giants have often been best when they have versatility between positions like that. Then the biggest signing that was not a Raven is Tremaine Edmonds. A few days ago, it looked like the Giants were going to trade for Tremaine Edmonds. I had heard that it was probably going to be Kayvon Thibodeau and a mid-round pick. Thrilled they didn't do that because now you signed him for nothing. He's only 27, which is crazy. He's been in the league like 8 years, and he's only 27 years old. He's had over 100 tackles every year he's played a full year. 3 years, 36. You're paying him until he's 30. This feels like you cut Bobby Okereke to bring in a guy who is at a very similar place to where Bobby was when we signed him at the beginning of that 3-year deal. So it's a nice recycling to get in a younger, better athletic, better player in the middle of the defense. I don't think he's a top 5 linebacker, but his athleticism, his tackle ability is going to be really good against the run. And I think bringing back Micah McFadden, who right now, those are your 2 starting linebackers, Micah McFadden and Tremaine Edmonds. And I think the most likely number 5 overall pick is Sonny Styles. And I would love that because I think he'd slowly take that position from Micah McFadden, and then McFadden can kind of be your 3rd linebacker who could also wear the green dot in the middle of the field if Edmonds gets hurt. And again, positional versatility. Sonny Styles is a crazy athlete. So is Tremaine Edmonds. He's kind of like what you're hoping Sonny Styles will be. Not at this point in his career, but when he was in his prime for sure. So I think it'll be good for him, Sonny Styles, if he comes in here to have guys like Javon Holland, like Tremaine Edmonds, like Tyler Nubin, guys who play in a lot of different spots. I think that'll do good for Sonny Styles transitioning to the NFL. So, and Greg Newsome is a 1-year deal. Greg Newsome graded really well 2021 to 2023. The last 2 years less so. I think he may have been banged up. Overall, he's a solid corner. I like the 1-year gamble. I think that it's a solid signing. I think Newsome is like a middle-of-the-league corner. He's not elite, but I think you're less likely to have to play Deontay Banks. Now you don't have to play him at all because you got Newsome, and it's probably going to be Newsome and Adebo on the outside. So, going forward, what am I looking for? What do I think the Giants should continue to do? They've yet to address the offensive line outside of bringing back Illuminor. So I think that's got to be next. There was a lot of talk about Elijah Vera Tucker coming, but the Giants didn't get comfortable with how big that contract got, and I'm good with that. He's hurt all the time, so I wouldn't have given him the contract he got. I think the 2 best guard options are Wyatt Teller, who the Giants have been significantly connected to, and Kevin Zeitler. I don't know what his feelings were with the Giants when he left, but I think he may have played in Baltimore for Harbaugh, and he's played for the Giants before, so he could be back. Elkton Jenkins could be in. He has a lot of positional versatility, whether it be to play center or guard or tackle. I think Reek Woolen, that's the corner I think that they could bring in, Tariq Woolen. Donald Parham could be a guard option as well. At wide receiver, Jawan Jennings, because I do think they need another body there, a veteran. I think Jawan Jennings could be solid. And I think they need to improve the defensive line. Not pass rushers, but linemen to improve against the run game. Some names I have there, Calais Campbell, if he's willing to come. Christian Wilkins had some stuff happen with him last year, and I don't really know the full extent of it. I think you'd have to do the homework to know if he'll be a culture fit, but Harbaugh is so a culture guy that I'd have confidence in him if he signs a guy with character issues that he believes he'll be able to get past that. But if not Christian Wilkins, also DJ Reader, Dalvin Tomlinson, another former Giants out there. So there's a lot of things left to be done. I think the Giants have gotten off to an excellent start. I think they've put themselves in a good position to go best player available at 5th overall. If they don't add another wide receiver before the draft, I think that might telegraph Carnell Tate at 5, which could facilitate somebody moving up to 4 to get Carnell Tate if it's that obvious the Giants want him. But if so, Jordan Tyson and Mekhi Lemon are both options as well. And top of the second round, you could get a receiver. So I'd be fine with Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs at pick 5, and then best wide receiver available at top of the second. Maybe move up into the end of the first to get wide receiver if wide receivers really start to fly off the board. So, guys, let me know what you thought. I'd give the Giants an A so far. This has been a thrill. The Giants haven't been a for-real organization in like 10 years since 2016 with that damn boat trip. So just hearing the reporting and the talk around the Giants be serious and, I don't know, just like they're a real team again, not a laughing stock, has been so refreshing. I feel like I can come on here and talk about my team because they're not just an amateur organization. I can actually look forward to this season because I know they're putting the proper steps in place, the proper foundation in place to be able to have a good season. And I'm just so grateful that I can actually enjoy the Giants again. So, guys, let me know down below what you think is next. I think Tariq Woolen or a wide receiver could be next, or maybe a trade. So I'll be back if the Giants do anything huge. If not, in maybe 2 days, I'll do a recap of any other in-between signings. So let me know what you think of the Giants offseason. What would you do? What would be your finishing touches on this roster in the free agency period? Thank you guys for spending time with me today. The Goose is out. Hey!